you're trying to conceive and you feel like stress is hijacking your body, every appointment, every weight, every result, this is for you. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how to calm your nervous system in 60 seconds or less using tools backed by Stanford and other leading researchers. Your environment constantly sends signals to your nervous system, and most of the time, you don't even realize it. When you're dealing with fertility stress, small environmental tweaks can make a big difference. Start with lighting. Harsh overhead fluorescents have been shown in studies to spike cortisol, and that's your main stress hormone. And it does that within minutes. If you can't control the lights at work, place a small warm lamp near your workspace. That amber tone helps your brain produce melatonin and helps you calm down. There was a study about that in PubMed in 2020 if you want to check it out. It's linked below. Second, create a small stress relief zone at home. This can be a cozy corner with a pillow or a blanket that you use only for calming down. Your brain learns to associate that space with safety, similar to how relaxation training works in cognitive behavioral therapy. And silence helps too. Constant background noise keeps stress hormones slightly elevated, even when you're not aware of it. Try 10 minutes a day with noise-cancelling headphones or soft brown noise. Researchers have found that soundscapes without lyrics lower the mental load and cortisol more effectively than regular music. And finally, simplify your visuals. That means clear one surface you see all the time, for example your nightstand or your desk. Because visual clutter equals cognitive clutter, think Mario Kondo. And multiple environmental psychology studies show that organized surroundings reduce perceived stress. These small changes remove the micro-stressors that your body processes all day in the back of your head. And this, if it doesn't have to do that anymore, frees up energy for healing and conception. But what do you do when stress hits and your mind races into what ifs and worst case scenarios? Take micro-mindfulness, because those can interrupt those spirals in minutes, and you don't need meditation cushions. Let's start with the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding method. And this is how it goes. Name 5 things that you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 that you can taste. Therapists often use this technique in trauma recovery because focusing on sensory detail pulls your brain out of anxious future thinking and into the present moment. And if your thoughts still spin, give those thoughts a container. Set a 3-minute timer and write down every worry. When time's up, just stop. Cognitive behavioral researchers call this scheduled worry time, and it prevents rumination while honoring your brain's need to process concerns. And it's basically the little thought in your brain that says, hey, I have that written down, I don't have to think about it again. And then your brain opens up more time for other stuff. And the next thing that you can do is you can do a quick body scan. Notice tension without trying to fix it. For example, my jaw is tight, my shoulders are raised. Stanford neurophysiologists have found that even simple awareness of body tension can trigger a natural relaxation reflex through the vagus nerve. And also gentle movement, rolling your shoulders or stretching your neck to reinforce that signal of safety. These short sensory-based techniques turn panic into presence. Now, the fastest way to flip your body from fight or flight into calm is your breath. Forget counting, forget deep breathing. This is the physiological sigh. Stanford Medicine recently published findings showing that a double inhale followed by a long exhale, called cyclic sighing, reduces stress and anxiety even more effectively than mindfulness meditation. How to do that? Easy. Inhale normally through your nose, take a smaller second inhale on top, then exhale slowly through your mouth. And within 1 or 2 cycles, your heart rate drops. And that is your vagus nerve activating the parasympathetic system, which is your body's built-in calm switch. And it's also the system that's required to enable fertility. If you need an extra assist, run cool water over your wrists for 30 seconds. This triggers temperature receptors in your blood vessels, sending a cooling signal that lowers cortisol. And that's a technique which is supported by research in Frontiers in Physiology. Or try the soft gaze technique. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away and gently widen your visual field. Stanford researchers studying visual neuroscience have shown that narrow focus tells your brain, danger, while panoramic vision tells it is safe. These are tiny physiological levels, but they flip your body's chemistry in seconds. Every time you use a 60-second reset, you're teaching your nervous system that you're safe. You're redirecting energy from defense toward repair, balance, and eventually conception. This isn't about less stress. It's about taking back control and giving your body the peace it needs to thrive and become fertile. And there you have it. Stress doesn't have to control you anymore. You can control your state, and that changes everything.